All right, thanks for joining us here on Chaos to Clarity. Really quickly, I want to talk about the Bills game, and then I'm done talking about it. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been talking about this and talking about this. I'm going to just end it here. You're going to have a 5 mile concentrated band of lake effect snow. And that band within that snow band, and it's going to be around beginning Saturday night right through Monday morning. You're going to get snowfall rates within that band of 2 to 3 inches per hour. It's about a 5 mile wide band. I'm going to show you where that band is going to be, general area. It's too hard to nail down the specific of it, but let me show you where this band is going to be, and then we're going to move on to next week. Let me put this in the full. I expect that band. Here's the city of Buffalo. Here's Orchard Park. I expect that band Saturday night into Sunday anywhere between here and here. Maybe a little farther south. So here and here. That band, it's going to be a blizzard, and and travel is not recommended within that band. Now that band is going to be between these areas, Saturday night and Sunday, and it could be moving north and south, wafting north and south. There is some suggestion that that band will be over Orchard Park for several hours, Saturday, early Sunday morning in the Sunday afternoon. Then it may shift off to the south, should shift off to the north. That's all I have to say about this. Good luck in Buffalo with that band. That is going to be a major problem, and I wish the NFL good luck in whatever decision they make with that game for Sunday. All right, I want to get back into next week. Been taking a little heat, I must say, on Twitter. Some people are saying I'm wish casting a storm. I don't wish cast a storm. I do believe there's going to try to be an attempt for a storm along the eastern seaboard. I don't think it's a huge storm, but I do think, as I've been talking about, it's a flat wave, and I think there's an opportunity for snow along the I-95 corridor. Here's why. The storm, that is the blizzard tonight, is going to send this frontal boundary south, right? Here it is. Now, along that boundary, you're going to get the temperature difference. Arctic air to the north, warm air in the Gulf of Mexico, and you're going to get a dip in the jet stream that's going to form the storm. That's what's going to be happening. That storm will form Sunday morning, let's say Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Central Gulf Coast states. Now, where does it go? All depends on what the trough is doing. I want to show you this trough. I want to show you why there's such big differences between the European, the GFS, and some of the other models here. I want to show you the 500 millibar here. Those that follow me on Twitter know that I'm constantly on this. All right, here is what the European is doing. I want to show you. I'm going to start here Sunday morning. This is the trough right in here. This is Sunday morning. This is the European. Here's your trough. Here's your trough. Now, in order to get snow, this trough needs to dig a little bit round the base, and it needs to be oriented somewhat like this as it approaches the northeast. If it splits or it's too positively tilted, let's say the trough is like this, everything's offshore, everything's out to sea. Want to show you what the European is doing, and then we'll compare it to the GFS. The key is it's splitting the trough. Watch what happens here. This is Monday morning. Now, here's the key time frame. What you're going to end up seeing is the European's going to take this northern piece off to the north, keep a weaker piece off to the south, and because of that, the baroclinic zone is offshore and the storm is offshore. That's what the European is doing. That's the European. This is the 0Z run. The European, GFS. Now, you could already see the difference. Look at the difference. GFS European. See how the European has more energy across Wyoming and Colorado? It's not splitting the trough. In a sense it is, but it has more of the energy on the southern side of the trough. That's the difference. Because watch what the European does. This is Monday evening, Monday night. See, look at this. This is Tuesday morning. the European Tuesday morning. See, it's splitting the trough. Northern piece is gone. Here's the southern piece. This rounds the bend. It's a weaker piece of energy, and the baroclinicity or the storm is offshore. You're going to get some snow, but it won't be anything more than flurries. Watch what the GFS does, and the Canadian as well. I'll show you that in a second. This is the Canadian. Look at the difference. European GFS, European GFS. You see how the GFS is holding back the trough? You notice that? It's holding back the trough. So if I flip this for a second and draw, so this is the European Tuesday morning. This is the GFS. See how the GFS has this back in here? It's not splitting the trough. It is, but it has more energy on the southern side. And watch what the GFS then does. It takes that trough, and then there you go. Tuesday evening, all this energy is starting to round the bend, and you're going to get snow starting to break out ahead of this trough like in this. Won't be a huge amount of snow, but there'll be some snow. Watch what the European does, though. European's totally different. It splits the trough, and look how much little energy you have right there. You see that? European, GFS, European. See, European's way down across Tennessee and Kentucky, and then see, it rounds it. It never goes negatively tilted. By the time it does that, it's too late. The storm's offshore. The GFS says, no, I'm going to take this piece of energy south, and then see how it digs it? And then all of a sudden, you've got a negatively tilted trough Tuesday night. Snows start breaking out in this area. Is it a huge amount of snow? No, although you do have an Arctic air mass coming in. But that's the difference. It's very small in the overall scope of things because here it is Friday, Sunday, Monday, so it's still 60 hours away. Notice the Canadian, very similar to the American model. You see how it takes that piece of trough, and look at that, it's negatively tilted. There it is. This is the Canadian, negatively tilted, right? Look at the GFS, same time frame, a little different. The trough's a little deeper and a little back, but you could see it's going to go negatively tilted right in there, and that's going to back the flow and get the precipitation in. The European says nope, and you can even see European, Canadian, European, Canadian, a little different. Again, it's splitting that trough earlier with the northern piece in New England. The southern piece is weaker, and as a result, there is no storm. Let me show you the surface map, and I think I can illustrate this for you a little better here on the surface map. So let's go to the surface map on this. And remember, the time frame is as we get into Tuesday. So this is the European, and this is the new run 12Z. It doesn't go past 1 o'clock, but you could see there's the storm. You have some snow and ice in Texas. Watch it come across the area, but because that trough splits, you do have some snow and flurries in here. Wouldn't be a lot, maybe a coating an inch at most, but the storm's offshore. But because the GFS doesn't split that trough, where does the storm? Watch what happens. And then the storm looks offshore, but because you have that energy, you start building a little bit of snow here. You see that across the mid-Atlantic. You see that? That would be Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. It's not a lot, but it's some. The Canadian's a little more bullish with it. See that? Right in there. You see that? And it comes off, and then New England gets it. That's the difference. It's that trough that's splitting. GFS, the European splits it. The GFS does not. The Canadian does not. All right. Now, I still think you're going to get some snow here. I want to go back. I want to give you an idea. Now, I don't have a snow map yet, but I can give you an idea of what I'm thinking here. All right. What you would be looking at here is a little bit of snow here across the Mid-South. This would probably be an inch or two. I think for much of this area in here, you'd probably be looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow in here. And that would be most of the I-81 corridor in Virginia. I think it would be Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Philly, New York City, probably in that. But you could get some higher amounts here in New England, where, somewhere in southeastern New England, there would be a 3 to 6. I am not forecasting, and I think some people think I am. I've never been forecasting that. I am not forecasting an East Coast snowstorm. What I said is there's a threat for snow along the East Coast. This is my best guess. I think a lot of these areas, it's coating to 1, 1 to 3. Can there be 3 to 6 in some spots? Yes. But I'm telling you, the jury is still out with this. It really is. I mean, here we are on Friday. I'm basically talking in the Northeast Tuesday night. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're 72 hours away. But I think the thing to focus in on, and what my focus is going to be as we go through this weekend, and I'll keep you updated on Twitter, is as I exit full screen, go to 500 millibar again, and this is my focus. Does this trough split like the European has? There's the European, it splits it. Or is it like the GFS and Canadian where something gets hung back, doesn't split, and that makes just enough room for snow across the mid-Atlantic and along the East Coast, and that will include Baltimore, Washington, D.C. And keep in mind, you have cold air coming in, so it would be a fluffy snow. I still think right now, I am leaning toward this. But if that trough splits like the European has, everything that's offshore it, and there's a little bit of snow, a little bit of flurries, and that's it. So that's what I got right now. I'm going to leave you with this. I always say, whether it's 72 hours or not, I owe you a map, and I owe you at least some thought on what I'm thinking. And this is the map that I came up with. This is going to be snow and ice down here. And I think you get a little bit of snow across the mid-Atlantic, coating to an inch back here, western parts of New York State, Pennsylvania, probably a 1 to 3 inch snow band that comes up into here, Washington, D.C., New York City, Philadelphia, New Jersey. Mike Trout, big weather band feed to me. Southern New Jersey, coating to an inch or 2, 1 to 3. Then the snow may fan out a little bit, and then the 3 to 6 is back into here across New England, all right? That's my thought now. But if that trough splits like the European, and I'll be the first to tell you, European, I usually run with the European. I just think there's going to be enough to get a little snow in this area. This is going to tricky forecast. Let's see how it turns out. And one last thing, good luck in Buffalo this weekend. I'll be watching the game, and let's see what happens.